everybody. I don't know why I started it very Robin Williams.
I was thinking that. I was like, is he gonna say Vietnam?
Vietnam.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay.
This is our first live show in Vietnam.
Hello, Vietnam. Sorry about that thing that we did a little bit ago.
Yeah, we wrong for that.
Yeah, I wasn't there for it, but I'll just go ahead and say sorry on my behalf.
I put a post on my spam account, so if you want to read that.
You have like 20 followers, none of which are Vietnamese.
No.
You're just like,
But
good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam. I'm sorry.
This is episode 4.
Yeah,
we finally
dude.
made it to the double digits.
We did. Wait.
Proud of ourselves.
But yeah, this is Small Talk with the Big Boys. Mm-hmm. I'm Nathaniel.
I'm Juan, and it sounds like actually it's gonna be Small Talk with the Sick Boys.
Dude, we're both
week.
Very sick.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Well, Nate, what's going on with your temple?
Dude, so I have this thing that I have to deal with like every time like I finish a show, where because I don't take voice lessons or anything, so I'm like untrained whatsoever when it comes to singing. Okay. And so after a show, like, you know, like when you work out for a long time, and then your body is just
sore.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens with my voice. Is it just goes out for like 4 weeks.
Is there a certain way? I never really was like, I don't know how to sing. So is there like a thing people can do when they're like singing for long periods of time that like
there are like
soothe?
Techniques?
That's what I was thinking, because like with people who, especially artists who just go on tour, they're singing like every day almost, and it's like, how does your voice not just get shot by the like last leg of the tour or something?
I have no clue, but yeah, I have to. So right now it's pretty much just decimating my upper range, so I can't sing any like higher notes.
Damn.
Like I'll try, and then it'll be like, nope, this is off limits.
And you're not even gonna go on vocal rest. You're just gonna do a podcast.
Exactly. Like I try and sing, and then a campus Chick-fil-A employee comes up and says, "We're closed."
Sorry, dude. Your gift card doesn't work here.
Dude, can we talk about campus Chick-fil-A's and how bad they are?
No, 100%. Everybody has an experience with the campus Chick-fil-A. I went and I had all these free coupons that work anywhere, but because it's on a campus, they treat it as its own entity, and it's not officially Chick-fil-A or some weird subsection of a law. And I was just like, so I can't use this free thing? Like, that's all you're telling me? And also, the employees at the campus ones are not like the employees that are anywhere else. Like,
they don't have to say my pleasure.
No, most of the time they're students, and they're just like, here, just I don't.
Dude, a friend of mine just recently went to her like orientation, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, we have so many restaurants in our like little area," and she was like, "We have like we even have a Chick-fil-A," and I was like, "Stay away."
Oh my god, we even have a Chick-fil-A. The greatest. It should be so good at the greatest place.
Yeah,
that's what you think going, because it's like
that is what you think.
It's a compact Chick-fil-A, and you're like, oh, they miniaturized it.
But then you watch them.
Efficient.
But then you watch them put Dino Nuggets in a microwave.
Yeah,
and you're like, wait a minute, that's not my 12 count.
That's not the 12 count that I ordered. That's 4 count, and they're dinosaur shaped. No, with me, I just haven't gotten really enough sleep the past few days. I've been waking up really early for work, and then having to go to sleep a little late, and then early again for work, and then early again. But it's steady, so it's not really a complaint. It's more of like, this is why I feel this way. Yeah.
One of those days for you going to bed late is my fault, because good news, Juan and I actually hung out this week.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that.
Which is big.
And it's not going to continue to happen.
No, this is the last time.
I don't want to continue
because it wasn't fun.
I had a horrible time.
We're going to talk about that at the end, because that's a whole slew of things.
Yeah, spoiler, Nate made me pay for everything, which is a little weird.
I asked you for $1 and you handed me a $5.
It was basically just like a date, and
it was pretty much a date. It was cute,
dude, and I said, no, I got it. You know, it's my responsibility.
I didn't reach for the check
at all.
Our hands didn't touch.
The check came, and they just kind of looked at me. He didn't even do the little dance. The little I'll pay for it. No, he said, you're gonna pay for it
with
his.
Dude, okay, so this week I don't know, because we talked about sports last. Actually, before we talk about this, first thing I wanted to talk about,
Uh-oh.
the NBA Finals ended.
Oh, yeah. It's
Toronto
finally come to a...
Toronto won 6-6.
The funny part about that is that I've watched every finals game except for the one that mattered because like I was like gonna go watch it. I was gonna go home, and my my dad texted me and he was like, "Oh, the cable box broke." And I was like, "Dang!" Like I was like, "Okay, well maybe it won't end tonight." And of course,
I'm
glad it did though, because then it would have been very scary if it was just 3-3 on the final game. I'd been like, "Well, dang!" Like
there'd have been so much writing on it.
But really, congrats to them. I mean,
yeah, Toronto killed it. Or Kawhi Leonard killed it.
Yeah, right. First time ever going, and then they also win. Great, honestly. And a lot of those players earned it. Like, they all worked great. Honestly, a lot of sports stuff has been happening, but I've just been kind of like a shut-in recently.
Dude, my favorite thing to come out of one of my favorite things to come out of Game 6 is Drake's reactions to people getting hurt. Like, because
I know what you're talking about.
Golden State, if you hadn't followed, lost two very good players.
It was Clay too, right?
Mm-hmm. They lost Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, and both times Drake went way overboard with his reaction because he knew a camera was on him.
He was so sad about the KD one.
He was so mad.
He was like there's like a nice little, not screenshot or screen cap, but like of just a little short video of like Kevin Durant just walking off because he got injured, and you just see Drake like he's
like, going through it.
Like, there's no sound, but he just looks like he's like, oh, and he's like grabbing his head, and he's like, oh, dude. And then like as Kevin Durant gets closer, he's like reaching his hand. You know that reach where it's like, they're gonna touch you.
Yeah.
And then he like pats Kevin on the back, just flexing his celebrityness that he can do that.
That he can touch Kevin Durant.
Yeah, even though he's technically just another audience member.
Dude,
I didn't see what happened with Clay though. What did he do with Clay?
Clay's tore his ACL.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not. I had no clue. When did he do that?
I have no clue because I didn't watch the game. I just saw it on Twitter.
Oh, he just broke that.
He just broke that. But then the video, like, I guess Drake wasn't even at the game because the video was just him watching, like, in the studio.
Oh! He was recording the two songs he released after they won.
I want dip with the chips. That was also my favorite thing.
Is that video? His responses to everybody. He's like, when you're wearing your Quicksilver shorts, wakeboarding, I know you ain't mean it, Clay.
I know you ain't mean it, Clay.
Oh, that was so funny.
I want the dip with the chips.
He was on something after that game.
Dude.
Good for him, though. I mean, he's celebrating because that also, not only did they win, but that quote unquote Drake curse is lifted.
Yeah.
Whenever he supports a team, they just bomb.
Dude,
that's been going on strong for years.
For so long. I didn't even realize until somebody posted about it on Twitter that it was done.
Yeah, the curse is gone, and it's like, oh, nice, no more.
All it took was some dip with the chip.
So actually, this week, and beforehand, Diego let me know about it, but like, the Women's World Cup definitely started like over a week and a half ago, and nobody let me know. Like,
nobody emailed me.
I was at work, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you see the game?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What's going on?" Because I forget that the Women's World Cup is just the next year after.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I have no clue how it's going, and soccer is my favorite sport to watch. So I'm just like kind of sad that I'm missing out because the women's team for the U.S. is so fun to cheer for.
So good. I'm gonna say it. Hot take. The Women's World Cup for the U.S. at least better than the Men's World Cup.
Yeah. 100%. That's not even a hot take. That's just like a fact.
That's just a fact. Like, dude, 13-0.
Did you watch that one?
I did watch that one.
So how did that go? Like, did they warm up and there was like 5 at half? Like, just kind of like walk me through.
It was just
a 13-0 game. Like,
it was just how you expect a 13-0 game to go.
It was just completely dominating the whole time.
Yeah, and they weren't.
Jeez.
U.S. wasn't supposed to win that one, right, Diego? It was kind of up in the air, but yeah, it was like, but still scoring 13 goals and like shutting them out.
Yeah, 13 goals, and then they didn't get to make a goal either.
Yeah.
So it was like...
And dude, my S-tier baby mama, Alex Morgan,
That's the
She's the forward
forward.
or one of them.
I remember the name. I remember the name because I just remember just beauty. I don't remember what she looks like.
Because I remember a goddess.
But I remember that being a thing the last World Cup. I was like, oh yeah,
dude,
she definitely still exists as a person.
Yeah, like how?
Just gawking.
How can somebody be that amazing?
And
pink headband and all.
Just talent. Yeah, you're just hoping she's listening.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Oh, I love you.
Gorgeous, and I can just tell that her personality is great too.
And that she'd also like hand holding and walking on the beach.
And if I had a chance to go on a date, this is what I would do. And would you be interested, Alex Morgan?
Business inquiries in the description. Can it say Alex Morgan inquiries in the description?
And it's your email
and it's my
text. for I can't
dude,
tell that. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, the USA women's team is so good.
When do they play next?
I have no clue.
Oh, June 16th at 11 a.m. That just popped into my head somehow. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
June 16th at 11 a.m.
They play Chile.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wonder what that time is for Tejas.
Is that not us?
I don't know what CDT means. I really don't know time zones that well.
Neither do I.
Honest. I know we're in the.
I just remember. You know what I remember? I remember on like Disney Channel when they'd go 987 Central.
Yeah, and I was like that.
What?
That's nothing for me. That
means nothing.
That did not let me know when the show was gonna be on. Still, like they'd be like, it's on at like 7, and then slash
yeah.
8:30, and you're like
who?
Now I have to just look at the channel, and it's just like okay.
CD time is us.
So we're gonna be watching that at 11 a.m. tomorrow. I'll probably be trying to catch up on a lot of sleep tomorrow morning, and just hibernate,
dude.
Cocoon myself,
and
dude.
not come
I keep waking up with no shirt on.
Huh? Wait, what?
I was so like, I go to sleep and I have my shirt on, and then like I wake up and it's just off, and then like I touch it, it's like a little damp, and I'm like, did I just like. Like it was so hot, and then my body was like, all right, dude, like you're asleep, I'll do this for you. And then it just takes it off, and it's been like 3 days in a row, and I don't know, it's so scary when I wake up. I'm like,
you always wake up in that like movie nightmare.
Yeah, I'm
see
like, who took my shirt? I was telling this to somebody else, and then they're like, yeah, sometimes it happens to me, but I just accidentally get completely naked. I was like, my body can't take off my pants for me.
So it could be worse. You know what it is?
Be.
You know what's taking off your shirt? It's that little creature in that security cam video that was going all over Twitter. Did you see that?
Dude, Dobby?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dobby. I saw that, and I was like, is this like a hoax, or is it like, it's
dude,
obviously, it looks just like him.
Yeah.
He has the little potato sack. He has the ears, and the way he walks too. Yeah, it's just like
I hate that video.
Yeah, I don't like weird cryptid things like that. Well, I like them because they look real, but I don't like them because they look real.
I don't like them because it could roll up on me.
Yeah, right. Imagine if that was on your camera. He was ding dong ditching them. They forgot to add that.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I was like, what?
That'd be funny. He was walking away kind of scarily.
Yeah, like he looked mad. He looked real upset.
He was like trying to sell them some cable. It's like
he was trying to tell them about Mormonism.
Yeah, and he was Jehovah's Witness.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
Get your jokes correct. I can't keep correcting you.
Was that the joke? Was that the one we wrote down?
Yes, that is the one we wrote. Hey, make sure to talk about Jehovah's Witness. Look, it's right here. You guys can't see this, but I'm pointing at our script.
But he's pointing at our whole script.
Yeah, we always stay up the night before and write a really long script for our podcast, including all the ahs and ums and the sips.
And the silences.
And the silences.
And the... That was scripted.
Yeah, we wrote that in.
We wrote that in.
But, yeah, no, I was like, with the cryptid things, like, that type of stuff, and with aliens in general. I also kind of want to just talk about aliens as well.
Yeah?
Just like,
dude, do you have something to get off your chest?
I kind of, not get off my chest, but they've just been a motif recently. I've been seeing a lot about them. And it's like,
Where are they?
Yeah, when are they gonna,
When are they gonna... Hi, welcome to Campus Chick-fil-A.
When are the aliens gonna start working at the camp? So
I feel like once the aliens start working at the Campus Chick-fil-A, they're equals. Like
100%.
we are on the same plane.
That's why they came in the first place. They didn't sense any nuclear.
No.
threat. They didn't sense intelligence. They said this planet has has Campus
they-
Chick-fil-A. And then they flew over here, and then they're like, "Oh, sweet."
They were like, "This is what I wanted." You know what? That's what Dobby was looking for. He was
Yeah.
looking for a Campus
It
Chick-fil-A.
was just a house. It was just messed up. No, but aliens,
They've
I've
got to
just
be
been
out there,
talking
dude.
about one. They're totally real. I mean,
They have to be.
I full-heartedly believe in it. It's you. Come on, like it's so
Yeah.
big. I know every time we look anywhere, it's nothing. But like, you know,
Dude.
I feel like I feel like we're not that special. And if we
Nah.
are, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be the aliens in the future, going around and fixing everything.
But that means if we
Fixing
are
quotation
all
marks.
alone when the world eventually dies in 2050, it's gonna just be the scene, like the last scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where he's like looking at the empty house, and then we're like, all right, cool, and then we deuce,
we was robbed.
and then we dig.
Wait, what happened in the last episode of Fresh Prince
He
of Bel-Air?
left.
Really? He stopped. He got dethroned.
He got dethroned.
Oh
He was
my
no
God.
longer. Carlton rose up against him.
He's the new Fresh Prince
Yeah.
of Bel-Air.
What people don't know is that the last episode of Fresh Prince is just Les Mis.
And it's just the whole
It's-
hierarchy.
It's yeah.
The B plot was horrible.
It
too.
was so bad. Uncle Phil like died.
Yeah, and it was just like,
Like
this is how you're wrapping up the
that was the
series?
whole B plot, is that he just died. And that was their B plot too.
Yeah, right?
Which was concerning.
Imagine the main plot. Oh my gosh.
Dude, it was rest in peace, Uncle Phil, for real.
I always forget that.
You're the only father that I ever knew.
I always copyright.
Oh no, we have to talk about that.
I always forget that shows like that, because those shows are so big, you know. They're
Yeah.
pretty all encompassing. Not even all encompassing, but they're just around for so long, and then like they're always on reruns. I forget that they have a last episode, you know.
Which is insane.
And most of the time, I haven't seen them. Like I definitely have not seen the Fresh Prince final episode.
Really?
And like, yeah, no, and like I definitely. Oh, I kind of remember like him standing in an empty room, just because it was kind of funny.
I know for a fact you went to sleep watching a movie on ABC Family and woke up to that episode.
Just him
Yeah.
empty, and
and you were like, "What's Will Smith doing here?"
and I was like, I gotta go to bed.
You were like, "What's Oscar from Shark Tale doing here?"
Fresh
Dude,
Prince was a good show though.
It
But yeah,
was
just
so
like
good.
Fresh Prince, like Seinfeld and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I forget that there's a last episode.
which is insane. Do you get in like a show hole whenever you reach the last episode after like just binge watching a show?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I did for a while, because like that was the only thing I did on my like free time. I just like watched, because I have. But now my watch list is so big that it's almost like on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I don't have much time to watch things anymore. I'm just like doing other things, working on stuff, and it's just like. But yeah, no, it leaves, because when you, especially for shows that were like long. Like 8 seasons type of long. Like
Yeah.
I started it, I'm like The Office. Like soon it like halfway through it becomes like an hour long episodes, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really like there for a long time, because no matter what, I could just put it on, and then so it was just like that one, and others like it. It's just when they're really long, I'm just like, damn. Because
Dude.
most of the stuff on my watch list are like movies and or like series that are a little shorter.
Dude, the thing that I have found myself doing is I just won't finish shows.
Yeah,
Because-
me too. Honestly, I'm a little guilty of that from time to time.
But I think the main thing is because most shows just hit a point where they just, especially like ones that start out really good,
Yeah.
they'll hit a point where they're just not good.
I feel like Stranger Things is heading that route a little bit, because the
Dude.
first two were like, the first one was good, the second one I enjoyed, but then the ending I was like, you kind of closed it off there a little bit. Don't know where you're going, and then the third one I'm just
Dude.
confused as to what they're doing, and they could really, really mess it up, and it's like,
I watched Stranger Things because I had to.
dude, culture. It's like Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
I personally, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, because like
Love me some Star Wars.
I just wasn't. I really like the prequels. I really
Really?
like the prequels. And
Some
I think-
people do.
and I really just think that's because that's the one that I grew up with.
Yeah.
But it's also really cool. But as Star Wars in general, I tried the first three, You know, I dipped my toe in. The water was too cold, and I just didn't.
You were like,
didn't
"No."
jump in. Yeah, I was like,
You're like, I'll go
okay.
have my pool hot dog now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the wet fingers. And even though I put them on a towel to dry them, but
Which is, it's a whole issue.
We're gonna talk about
next
that.
episode. We'll talk about it, dude.
And then Yar Yar came from the prequels, so it's like,
So I mean, like, how can I not love
yeah,
him?
like,
But yeah,
it's
like
so lovable. And you see little Anakin with his little
with
rat.
his, yeah, his little and sand. I hate sand.
I hate sand.
But yeah, I never finished that '70s show or Community, which are two shows that I love.
Really,
But they just hit a point where they're, because like the last episode of Community I watched was the one that Donald Glover left.
why does he leave in the show?
He
If it's
like,
not a spoiler, obviously.
he gets some inheritance. One of the other characters in the show dies, and he like that character was like really rich, and he gets left all of his inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
But like the only stipulation so that Donald Glover can like get it is he has to sail around the world. So he goes sailing with LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, and they sail across the world, and that's how they run him off.
So basically, they just kind of had to get him off the show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they're like,
He just had to go make Sober. And,
and then,
sweatpants.
and then everything. Oh, jeez.
Dude, but Diego just brought up a picture of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That show, I don't think will hit a. I don't think
No.
it'll hit a bad point.
Whatever they're doing in the writing room, they're doing correctly.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe it's just because it's so quick. So like, even if
Yeah.
the joke's not funny, you're on to the next
You're
one
on to
so
the next one.
quickly. I was thinking, why is this show so great,
Dude,
And I was like, that's not the only reason, obviously, but I feel like it's one of them. Like, it's just really fast paced. I'm like, if you catch a joke, it's hilarious, and you usually do.
yeah.
And it's like,
And it's just, dude, yeah. I'd say Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my favorite TV show of
Really?
all time. Yeah.
ever.
I'd say so, yeah.
My favorite TV show of all time. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to think about it right now. But ones that I've enjoyed.
It's a tough question to answer.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to think of the ones that I. Honestly, How I Met Your Mother, I've rewatched like 4 times.
I need to
Like,
watch that show.
plenty of times, just for no reason, really. Like I could just slap that. I think it started just with like good memories, because like my cousin would watch it. I'm like, oh, cool, I can watch this and just hang out. And then like later on, it was more so like, this is a good show, and I want to continue to watch it. And even like it gets quote unquote like bad near the end, I was like, the ending wasn't the best, but I was just like, okay. It's almost like a lot of inside jokes,
Yeah.
because like if you watch like episode down the road, like they might mention something from way previous episode, and if you didn't watch it, then it kind of just goes over your head.
Doesn't a kid graduate in How I Met Your Mother?
A kid?
Doesn't like in there like a whole behind like background thing where like a dude goes on a date with a girl, and then the next time you see them they're getting married, and then the next time you see them they're sending their kid to college.
Yeah. I
And
did
then,
not
like,
notice.
The last time you see them they're old.
they're like in the bar or whatever. There's also another reoccurring bit that like Barney just can't use chopsticks, so like they won't like
That's so
address it
odd.
or anything. They won't like put a laugh track or anything or put the camera on him. But anytime he has chopsticks, he's just like fumbling and he just uses a fork or something.
That's insane.
And nobody mentions it.
That's really good writing though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just little nuances that like when people do realize it, if they
It's
do,
like,
it's
ooh,
like
that was
nice.
good.
Yeah, I was like, thanks for doing that. You know, like people exist like that.
Dude, can we get meta real quick?
Yes.
I want to talk about our artwork
Our artwork,
done by the amazingly talented Jack Worley,
Jackson Worlington.
who's sitting behind us right now on his PSP and his coloring book.
just clearing his throat.
Just clearing his throat.
Yeah, our artwork's amazing.
It's-
That's why I asked Jack to do it. He's freaking great.
But can we talk about how like, because you know every piece of art has a story.
Mm-hmm.
And can we talk about the story that's going on in that art? Because it looks like it looks like you're calling into a radio show that I'm hosting. And
Yeah,
you're calling from a wicked party because you have that disco ball.
and it's just like and then that's the podcast. Me
Yeah,
calling from
exactly.
a party.
Yeah.
To your show.
To my show. So my audio sounds good, but you were definitely on a phone.
And then we talk for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
With the
And
phone quality.
You just call and you're like, hey, can I chief?
And then the what's it called? The colors, just the whole thing about.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I love all of it.
We're
really.
both in hats.
You are wearing a hat, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. I look like a struggling journalist. My sleeves are rolled up all like past elbows.
You're like, dude, if this dream doesn't find itself
Yeah.
soon, you're like
I have
really wanting
nothing.
that phone call. Yeah, you're like, dude.
I'm like, this is off the wall reference. I'm like, what was his name? Matthew Broderick in Godzilla 2000.
Yeah, 100% off the wall.
100% off the wall.
You're gonna have to explain that for me and everybody listening.
Nobody has seen Godzilla 2000,
No,
so there's
except for
no
you.
point. I think, if I remember correctly,
I may have seen it honestly. but
Matthew
it's not
Broderick, I
something
think,
remember.
plays a reporter.
Yeah.
The-
What
there-
was the? Do you remember there was a Godzilla where it was basically a T-Rex, and then
That was Godzilla
that was that
2000.
one where
Yeah,
they laid
it's
the
so
eggs
bad.
and then they opened. Okay, well I did watch that
That
one.
one was not good.
I just don't remember absolutely anything about it. I just remember.
I remember getting excited for it, and then I was like, "Oh, dude, Godzilla 2000!" Like, because that was like the first Godzilla movie I had seen it. I was like, "Oh, dude, Godzilla!" And then I watched it, and like even like 8-year-old me was like, "This is trash,"
Yeah, you're just like,
which is
eh.
bad.
Yeah, no, because like as a kid, anything I've watched as a kid, I'm like, oh yeah, it was good, but I was a kid, so I can't remember. And then I watch it again, and I'm like, it was not good.
Yeah,
like at
that was
all.
just not good.
That just wasn't.
Have you
enjoyable.
ever walked out of a movie or like a show?
No.
Really?
What do you mean walked out? Like at the
left.
theater?
Yeah.
Leave?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or like
if
left,
I paid for
like
it, I
left
gotta.
at a show at intermission.
No, if I paid
Really?
for it, I had to finish it. Because if it's really bad, I enjoy those too, because like to a certain extent, it's like, okay, well, I'm paying to be entertained in
Yeah.
in a way. It's not the way that I paid for, but if you're gonna be like fumbling in there or whatever reason, if it's a bad show, then no. But if the show's actually just boring, I feel like I would. I'm just like, dang, I just don't like the plot.
Dude.
Like, y'all doing
I've-
good, but
I've only walked out of one show at intermission, and I felt so bad doing it.
what show was it?
It was the show. It was like a comedic twist of A Christmas Carol, and I got in for free. like I was there just to fill seats because nobody else went to go see it.
And then you emptied your seat
And then I
halfway
left.
through.
But my friend, who was like this assistant stage manager and was like the one assigning the seats and stuff, put me next to one of the cast's wife. And so he was like, "You're sitting next to Jerry's wife, so behave." And I was like,
you dog, you rascal. Don't try anything, Nate.
"No, don't you dare. Don't you dare
He
work your
put you there on
charm."
purpose.
And so, yeah, he put me there on purpose.
Work
And
your
when I
magic.
sat down, she was like, "It's such a great show." Like, I
And
don't
you're
like,
like, we're starting already?
Yeah.
All right, rubbing your hands.
yeah, I'm like, "Ooh, let's get
Hello,
it."
Jerry's wife.
Hello, Jerry's wife.
It is a good show, isn't it?
And she was like, "People keep leaving in intermission, and I don't understand why." And I even said, I was like, "Yeah, I don't understand why people leave shows at intermission." And I straight up dipped at
Bro,
intermission.
What happened in that first half that made you leave the wife?
You know how something can be so bad it's good, and it's like you can't take your eyes off of it.
Oh.
This was bad enough to where it wasn't even good. It surpassed so bad it's good.
It broke a barrier.
It yeah, like broke the sound barrier. And then I ended up leaving, and I felt so bad.
A funny Christmas Carol. What is a Christmas Carol? I'm trying to remember.
That's the Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, okay. Oh, how can that be funny?
I have no clue.
Tiny Tim is so sad.
Tiny Tim dies.
You
Spoiler
played
alert.
Tiny Tim.
I did play Tiny Tim.
Timey Tim.
I did play Timmy Tim.
Timey Tim in the
Timmy Tim and the Christmas dreidel. The Christmas dreidel.
Tiny Tim and the Ebenezer Scrooges. Tiny Tim and the Scrooges. All right.
Tiny Tim and the Scrooge's Return of Bob Cratchit.
There we go. That's
what it
the
was.
band name.
That's
I
the
was
band
just writing them down on a whiteboard and just Xing them out.
That was actually
doesn't
improv.
work.
That wasn't scripted.
That's the only improv section we're allowing the whole podcast.
At all.
No more. Yeah, we finally hung out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Nate forced me. I said, dude, I really don't like hanging out with you.
I don't enjoy spending time with you.
I'm just gonna keep up this bit of like I don't like you as long as I possibly can.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, he was like he texted me because I had no interest in hanging out with him.
At all.
And no, he texted me and he was like, hey, want to hang out? That's it. And then I was like, yes.
It felt very much like sliding into your DMs.
Yeah, you're
Like,
timid.
yeah.
And you're waiting.
I was
and
like, hey, I don't know if this is weird.
You sent it and then you threw your phone. And I'm not going to check it for 10 minutes. And you're like, at minute 8, you flip it and you're like, okay, nothing.
And then you replied, and I was like, I can't reply for another 10 minutes because he took 10 minutes.
I gotta look cool. You set your timer up and then you just reply in 2.
I gotta look.
I can't wait.
I gotta look like he's not a priority. We hung out and we went and saw John Wick. John Wick 3.
I was thinking how to say that we watched John Wick 3. Really. Dude, lead up
with Keanu. You have
you
to
just
go
gotta
into
say it.
You
Right?
have to say
That's
it.
what I was thinking. I was like, that's how he does his movies. That's how I should introduce his movies.
We went in this movie all wrong because neither of us have seen either of the other two John Wicks.
No, I've seen both of them.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Have you?
Yeah, I've seen both of them.
What?
Yeah,
I thought you
they're
said
great.
that. I thought you said that you hadn't seen either of them.
No, I think
What?
that was me forgetting that I have seen both of them. But then I heard like motifs of like each one. Not motifs, just things that happened in each one.
The last one.
And then like no, yeah, because
What?
with the John Wicks, I'm sure you know this, but it's literally, it just continues. Like if you watch them all in a row, you will be watching one long movie basically.
Doesn't it take place like within a week of each other?
Yeah, I mean in the third one they reference thing and they're like, all because of some dog like a week ago, and it's like, oh shoot, these movies are years apart, you know?
Yeah.
And I personally really like that. But no, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the John Wick 3 movie review.
Big boys
experience.
Dude, I wasn't.
Intro number 2. What's your title for it? That's my.
Oh, that's
4D.
your
4D. Okay, so John Wick 3 intro to John.
Parabellum.
4D Revengeance. Review.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, Revenge of the
Revengeance.
Fallen 4.
Pitbulls and parole, because there's a pitbull in the movie. Give them credit.
Cute pitbull.
A good boy. Jason Mantzoukas, the lead.
Dude, I don't know how to introduce things. We want to review John Wick 3. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it's a really.
It was so good.
I was surprised at how much I liked it. Like, because I hadn't seen the other two. All I knew is that he was doing this because of a dog.
Oh, you gotta watch the other two, honestly. But you know, let's just talk about this one though, because that's the one that we saw.
I was just pretending that this was the 4th Matrix movie. Because I've
time.
I've seen all the Matrix movies, and I was like, okay, Keanu, like
What's the
this
other
is
actor's
just
name?
Lawrence Fishburne. He's also
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was
in the
also in
Matrix.
John Wick 3, so it's like,
So it works.
Yeah,
and
like-
Jason Mantzoukas was in it, and I'm not gonna let that die.
who's Mantzoukas?
He was the homeless guy, the other one.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, you know that one?
Yeah, I don't know his
That
name.
guy.
I just know him by his character type that he always plays.
The homeless, like outrageous guy.
The loud, outrageous, yeah, just even in Brooklyn. But yeah, so John Wick 3. Consensus overall, without details,
Good. Yeah.
good period, G-O-D,
I'd
period.
say if you're watching all 3 of them back to back, I'd say great.
I would even go as far
I'd
as
say great.
amazing.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry looked great
Mwah.
on that role, yeah.
Yeah, she killed it. Dude, can we talk about the woman?
The woman?
The woman that was sitting next to me?
Oh, okay. Yes, before
Dude.
we go too into this,
This
Nate,
was
you're sitting next to. So first of all, I walk in. I'm like, oh, my ticket is F6, like on the other side, or F7 or something like that. On the other side is like F8, and then obviously F6. So I'm like, I don't remember what ticket I got. F6 had nobody next to them, so
which is upsetting.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, it'd be kind of funny if Nate got the one next to people. And then he did, and I was like, oh, okay, that's just a little funny thing for me to enjoy. And it just turned into something. So I only heard it at the end, but you tell them what you heard.
So there were these 2 people.
I'm thinking about what happens at the end.
There were these 2 people that had to have been on a date.
Yeah.
Because they were like having that kind of like dating banter, and they were 2 older people, which I mean, like you
Go
could
on a
like
date,
yeah,
yeah.
go on a date.
Who cares?
But this woman cannot go see movies. She's not allowed in theaters because she definitely thought she was at home.
She thought she was at home talking to her friends.
Yeah, she thought all of us in the theater were friends, and then we were in one of the small theaters.
Yeah, we were in one of the intimate
Dude.
ones. And one of the funnier parts about that is that like actually I'll just say when it gets to it. I don't want to spoil
So okay, so the way it was set up, it was Juan, and then on his left it was me. Then on my left it was an older guy.
and between us there is popcorn.
In between us there was popcorn and Sour Patch Kids,
Lemonade flavored.
lemonade flavor. And then next to this old guy was the girl he was on the date with, and I didn't really hear her a whole lot. I could just hear kind of whispers, and so
Which is expected on a date.
Yeah, like that's totally fine. It wasn't bothering me. And so maybe like
Yet.
30 minutes in, when Halle Berry showed up, the older guy got up and went to the bathroom. And he was gone for like maybe 2 minutes, which was
That's obvious bathroom time. Though.
obviously bathroom time.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
And so he came back, and maybe like 10 minutes later, he got up again. Granted, there's still an hour and a half left in this movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty long movie.
This guy got up, and I was like, oh, he must have to go to the bathroom again. You know how you keep tabs on people in the theater?
People getting up next to you, you're like,
Yeah, and you're like, he's not healthy. But he got
Can't
up.
hold it for 2 hours, bro.
He got up and I was like, okay, he's going to the bathroom. He didn't come back for the rest of the movie.
And I didn't know this. And like,
Dude.
so like whenever the things got louder, because the lady did get louder.
She did get louder.
Nate became her date.
Yeah. I inadvertently became her new date.
I think it's because she said something and then like out of just pity you chuckled. Just it's like, damn,
And
I
I think
heard
she-
that and you knew I
yeah.
heard that. And I think she heard
She
you.
heard me chuckle, and
So
that
she
was
felt,
enough.
yeah, she felt comfortable. She was like, oh, dude, I can just riff with this guy.
And I was so upset about it.
Dude, what was the...
So here's what we
some things
think
that she
happened.
said?
We think he got up, and we think he was gonna leave that first time. I'm pretty positive he was gonna leave that first time he got up, and the reason why he came back so soon was he was like, man, I can't just leave her. Like I can't do that. And then so he came back, stayed for 5 minutes, and then he was like, I can't take it. It won't stop.
Dude,
and just stormed out.
When he was gone, she was talking. The fact of the matter is that I had thought she was talking to her date the whole time because of the loudness.
You didn't know she was alone until the end?
And I didn't know until I looked over and she got up. She was like, wow, that was good. And she walked out. I was like, what?
She enjoyed the movie too.
She was like,
So every time, like she's like, you know how in a horror movie you'll have those people that like react vocally? She was like that 20 times worse, and not in a horror movie.
and not really about anything.
No.
Like, it was just like, oh, that hurt.
Oh,
It's
man, I
like-
felt that one.
Yeah, and I was like, nobody's laughing at what you're saying. Well, Nate's pity.
I was
chuckling.
giving her pity laughs.
Because you're just so close. Like, I don't want to just stiff arm this lady.
Yeah. And she was clearly performing for the two of us.
Dude, she would say something and then look at you like, eh?
Was that funny?
And then she asked to be on the podcast after.
After she was like, hey, so I know you guys have a...
And that's
thing.
our segue into introducing our new guest.
And this is Diane.
the lady at the movie theater. Dude, she was...
She was
tripping.
killing me. Like every time. Oh, they about to kill him.
Yeah, and I was like, dude.
Come on. It was so bad.
But besides the actual experience of watching it,
It was a good movie.
The movie itself, like, there's so many things that like I could really hit. Well, for one, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but like, it starts off really strong, which is amazing. You know, like in a continuation type film, like as opposed to other sequels, since it's continued, it's allowed to kind of start off kind of really hard and like fast pace, but like with the with other sequels, I feel like, you know, they have to like kind of give a little bit of an introduction to what's happening, not happening again, but happening however many years later after the first one. But this one, since it's a continuation, it was just boom, 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 right off the bat. And the first fighting scene, which is the spoiler that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna. But like the first fighting scene just doesn't have music.
No.
So you just hear grunts and like slashes, and I was
beats.
like, and then like I noticed it only halfway through because he was just hurting
going to
them.
town. Dude.
Yeah. And I thought that was such a cool like direction to take that scene, because the rest of the fight scenes have like music in them.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to, but like it really showed you the intensity of like that battle and what happened.
You know what's crazy? All of that was choreographed.
That's the thing. It's all like you look at it
It's
and you
not
see
CGI.
Yeah, you see that they had to go and like rehearse and like practice and do
Which
all
is
these
crazy.
dance. Yeah, because most of the time it looks like it's one shot.
Yeah. Well, because people were saying they were like, oh, there's so much, like it's mind-numbing action. But knowing that it was all choreographed, except for obvious points, like with like the kills and stuff, knowing that it was all choreographed made it interesting.
Yeah, and the thing was that every fight scene was different and unique.
Yeah.
So much so that like the action didn't feel overpowering. What there was a lot, sure.
Yeah.
But like that's that's what's happened. That's the game. That's what he's doing. That's
Yeah.
why he has to. You know, that's his whole dilemma.
The first kill made you audibly react.
Yeah, that first kill really
got to you.
I don't want a one-on-one John Wick because he can just do too much.
He can do way too much with too little.
Yeah, not even a tool.
Dude, oh.
But
was
yeah,
really good,
no.
though.
So the fight scenes are great and choreographed, and it's like if it was too much action, quote unquote, it's like that's so cool to work. If anything, like
Yeah.
think about how long that took to do. And the thing was that
Dude,
they weren't
imagine.
Yeah, and they weren't even like usual fight scenes.
No.
Like random stuff would happen that was like that none of the fight scenes were like, and none of the fight scenes
None of
did
them felt
stuff.
repetitive.
Yeah, and they also didn't do things that I've seen in other movies with the fight scenes.
Yeah, like
But,
each one added a different layer, like a different challenge for him to, especially the
Yeah.
end.
And then the
end
tools,
was creative.
the tools given to him, like, just really showcase that, like, yes, he's getting old, but like, he can really do the most with small. So, just quick flash review, I guess. It was just more so like, it was a really good movie, and like, if you're an audience member, you're gonna enjoy just like the fast pacedness.
It's a fun movie.
Like, it's really fun too. Yeah, like
I don't typically like those like mind-numbing action movies, but this one I really enjoyed.
this one was different.
Yeah.
It's like very self-aware of what it's
It's not
doing.
like Skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, no. Where
There's a
it's like,
story
I
to
don't
back
even
it
wanna
up,
watch
which is fun.
Skyscraper. I forgot that was a thing. I hated watching that commercial.
Dude, it was everywhere because that was like his
Pepperoni
third movie
pizza?
that year. Pepperoni pizza? Yeah, save me a seat. I get their super comfy
sitting
ones.
on a thing of nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese,
That
best
little- that-
condiment ever.
That little intro before the movies. So, dude, intros before movies have
They've skyrocketed in
taken
quality.
a turn. Like their production value is great. I remember back when it was like a little animation. It was like, let's all go to the lobby.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, the thing was with that one was it was a revamp of the original Let's All Go to the Lobby. So it was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like they're just paying homage. And the funny thing is that yes, they've changed so much, but like in Puerto Rico, they've stayed the exact same.
No.
Yeah, if I go there and watch a movie, it's the same intro. It's like a weird like CGI like fever dream.
Oh.
At like Cinema Caribbean. It's like Cinema Caribbean or Caribbean Cinemas. I forget what it is.
What?
And they just didn't want to pay for a new one, I guess. Because, dude, I am 18 years old and they still have this same thing I've been seeing since I was like 8. And it's so funny because it's like one of them is like you're on a roller coaster ride and it's like themed with like just like random like cheese and like Coke products and
Dude.
just like get nacho cheese, but it's like in Spanish, so it's like
Oh, so
nachos con queso, and it's like right before the movie, and it's like una Coca-Cola, and you're like, dude, like,
But the movie's in English.
yeah, and you're like, I don't want to what. And there's
Yo.
and it's usually I think it's just the roller
Coca-Cola.
coaster. Yeah, and then it's like
I hate that.
we'll watch it later because it's
I wanna see it.
so funny and it's so good. But like, and I was watching it. I was like, what?
Why does this exist?
Yeah, like why does
Dude.
it still exist here?
Go see John Wick.
I gotta go see John
We're
Wick,
sponsored.
and I gotta find
Use our promo code Juan's Book.
but we're
That'll
sponsored
make
by
sense when you see
Keanu
it.
Reeves, so that's what it is.
Check this out.
But yeah, the thing was, oh my god, the only thing I can like attribute it to, the little intro before the movie theater in Puerto Rico, is like, you remember Shy Boy and Lava Girl?
Yes.
Whenever they're in the sweets place and how all the sweets just look kind of weird CGI. It was like that, and then there's like nacho cheese spurting on chips, and you're like,
I don't like that one.
okay, I don't want to. Yeah.
Now that we're all is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it. That's my.
Now that we're all uncomfy hearing about the Puerto Rico theater intro, guys, thank you for listening today.
Yeah.
Today was fun.
It was really fun.
It was a fun little short one. It was a small boy.
Small boy.
It was a small talk with a small boy.
But you know what? It was just as good.
It was just as
Hey,
good.
champ, it's okay. Participation medal for the podcast. This today, episode 4.
Today was good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you come back next week, or you could just watch all our previous episodes. We have 3 more on the channel.
We're making enough content, so if y'all get bored, y'all can just rewatch old conversations.
Also, we
Same old jokes.
We may or may not be putting out new content also. So be on the lookout for that.
Tiddly fingers.
We won't tell you what it's gonna be,
Not at all.
but we are gonna have a creative meeting after this is done recording. So
But thank you all again. Episode 4. That's a wrap, yo.
It's gone.
What was our intro, our title? Okay, episode 4, Juan and Nate's Big Adventure Revengeance 2.
To Revenge of the Fallen.
I hate that one because it's just Transformers. You always say that. That only applies to Transformers. Cut the podcast.
Cut it. We're done. Let me take my mic off.